I really do hate to say I told you so, especially if people were actually harmed. But I have been screaming at the top of my little dietitian lungs that this was not going to go well. So Ballerina Farms has, not surprisingly, shut down her sales of raw milk because, surprise, surprise, they found high levels of coliform, aka the bacteria that causes E. coli. And I say it is not a surprise because raw milk is a known carrier of foodborne pathogens. And while it makes up only 1% of dairy production in America, it actually makes up 65% of dairy-based foodborne illness and 85% of hospitalizations. And with Ballerina Farm's overwhelming influence and her past assertions that raw milk helped her skin, which it would not, I do worry how many people she has or may in future harm by her promotion of this vessel for disease. Friends, pasteurization is safe, effective, and does not detract from the nutritional benefits of dairy. Facts over fear. Stay healthy out there, my friends, because it's getting rough.
Everything you need to know about why the health department is now involved in Ballerina Farm. Ballerina Farm being Hannah Newman's brand and actual farm, where she lives with her husband and 8 kids after moving from New York to Utah to buy this over 300-acre farm. She's turned it into a full-blown store. One of the most recent things she started selling was raw milk. Raw milk, you say? Yes. Raw milk. Raw milk as in unpasteurized. It has not been heated to kill potentially deadly microbes. Hannah Newman told no one to worry because she feeds this raw milk to her own children, along with claiming that it was her raw milk that cleared up her skin. When this influencer was asked if selling raw milk was really something she should be doing, Hannah replied, "Don't worry, as long as the cows are clean, the milk's clean." Except that her cows aren't clean. We know it. This is mushed up manure. Needing a closer look, they show the milking process complete with manure on the milking machine. While saying that your cows are clean while the world knows that they're not is kind of a big issue. How are you going to sell raw milk and keep the poop out of it when your cows are literally walking around standing, being milked in and laying in their own poop? You're not. And we know this because the health department got involved, tested her raw milk, and found a huge quantity of bacteria, including E. coli. Coli being the bacteria that if you ingest it, you're lucky if all you do is poop your brains out. The Utah Health Department has even issued warnings of what to look for in case you have consumed raw milk. So because she lied, got caught lying, and then the health department had to get involved, she has now had to halt production of her raw milk on Ballerina Farm. Anyone who's upset that they wasted their money on raw milk that potentially could have killed them, don't worry because Hannah Newman also sold some of her raw milk to fellow huge influencer Nora Smith. And if you're sad that you missed your opportunity to shit your brains out with her raw milk, or if you just want to get extra pissed off at what Hannah Newman and Ballerina Farm has been able to get away with so far, as this raw milk fiasco unfolds, are actively trying to roll back the regulations on raw milk. We're talking about in the state of Utah where Ballerina Farm is located. There are 2 bills they are trying to pass now where it would be a self-enforced inspection, sponsored by not just one state rep, but 2. We may be seeing Hannah Newman's raw milk again. If you're like, man, just give poor Hannah a break, she didn't know. Her husband even said that their dairy was built ideal for pasteurized dairy products, admitting that they knew that their milk needed to be pasteurized, and then not only not doing it, but selling it to the public is wild.
So wait a minute, so Ballerina Farms had y'all out here drinking shit milk? So apparently Ballerina Farms, who is a big advocate for drinking raw milk, which people tell you don't do because it carries high levels of bacteria, brand has been pulled off the shelves for containing high levels of bacteria. Fork found in kitchen. If y'all don't know who Ballerina Farms is, it's a ballerina turned trad wife influencer, right? And apparently she could sell the pants off her ass and people would buy it. People stop praising these influencers and actually check what the hell they are selling you. Stop listening to pseudoscience on the internet. There are people in real medical fields who tell you don't do this shit. So her milk contains high levels of coliform, which can mean that it has feces in it, but not always. But it is also related to things like E. coli and salmonella. Stop messing around with your health, people.
Remember when I said that when propaganda becomes ubiquitous, it becomes culture? Ballerina Farms was selling raw milk because of eugenics. The reason why it worked is because of eugenics. Because you are all on the spectrum of eugenics belief that leads you to believe that you can do and sell and imbibe whatever it takes to prevent disability, to prevent the impurity of disability, to be the best physical specimens you can possibly ever be. When in reality, disability is out of your hands, and it actually is more likely tied to your income than anything you do to your body to prevent a disability. Life happens, chances happen, things just happen. Disability is a natural state of life, but it is your desire to control those outcomes that really dictates what you're willing to put into your body to prevent it. Ballerina Farms is no different than any of the people that think that vaccines cause autism. They're on the preventative course, so to speak. That's why rich billionaires are studying who are the best specimens to carry a child. Not for those specimens to carry their own child, but white able-bodied children. Eugenics is part of our culture. Your desire to control those outcomes is a part of our culture. Your desire to not be like disabled people, to not be treated like disabled people, to not have situations in your life where you are restricted and barriers become your daily life like disabled people, that is your culture. But simultaneously, also ignoring those barriers until they impact you is also your culture. That's part of the reason why people like Ballerina Farms are so successful. Because if nobody fixes the fucking barriers, they will always have a threat to market to you with. But don't separate yourself from the stuff that they're doing simply because it looks more bizarre on that spectrum that you are also on.
Raw milk. You're telling me an influencer on TikTok had everyone drinking raw milk? Now, as somebody who grew up on an island around cows and would see my elders milk cows, we have never, and I'm going to say it again, raw milk. We have never consumed raw milk. All right. And we had no fancy way of processing it. We used to just boil it, put some nutmeg in. Anyways, I'm going too deep into it. But you're telling me an influencer on here got on here and say, hey, I'm selling raw milk. And y'all all said, hey, that's a wonderful idea. Let me get some raw milk. Now, even if that influencer, I think it's Ballerina Farm, even if they were able to drink the raw milk, most likely their stomach is used to it. They built up the enzymes or whatever it might be. But y'all really saw raw milk and said, hey, let me put that in my cereal. Let me buy it. Let me wait for it to be transported across the country and put it in my food and drink it. And now you're surprised that it got tested and it had bacteria in it? Every day I wake up and I wonder, how do influences always influence so many people in making decisions that the brain should work and say, hey, that doesn't sound like a good idea. But I rest my case.
Here we go. I'm good. Freshly squeezed milk. This is what I came to talk to you about. The raw milk failed the tests. I consider raw milk by itself to be an acquired taste. It failed multiple food safety tests. What does that mean? They found a lot of bacteria. Good bacteria for gut health. No, bad bacteria. Bad. Our cows are the healthiest. Doesn't matter how healthy the cow is, the milk can have high levels of bacteria. I wouldn't drink that. I sell the best raw milk. Try it. No, you need to pause the sale. No. You also need to alert everyone that bought your milk. Everybody that drinks this is strong, healthy, and happy. Hopefully no one has gotten sick. This is high quality milk. We can look at our options. How you can process the milk. No processing. This is organic raw milk. It's not safe. It's only unsafe for the weak. Can't risk this. Stop drinking that. You could get E. coli. E. coli. This milk could be contaminated with cow poop.
And I can hear the comments now, but I know the farmer, I know the cows. You know the cows. Well, then you should know that cows are disgusting. That's why we figured out like 200 years ago that if we heat up their milk, we don't die.
Some of y'all going organic yourselves into an early grave. Let's talk about the latest controversy surrounding Ballerina Farm. Influencer Ballerina Farms is back in the news because they had to recall the raw milk that they sold because it was found to have high levels of bacteria in it. Now, I want to make it very, very clear, okay? You should not drink raw milk. Pasteurized milk is safe to drink. And all pasteurization is basically they're heating up the milk for a few seconds to eliminate any contaminants in the milk, i.e. E. coli, salmonella, and all of this. I do not understand the craze around everything has to be so organic and so natural to where it is dangerous. It is a reason that pasteurization became a thing, because before people pasteurized milk, once again, all it means is heating up the milk to eliminate contaminants. People were dropping dead left and right. So I don't understand this. Like, some of you will organic yourself and health yourself into a point of an early grave. But get down in the comments and let me know what you think about the latest controversy surrounding Ballerina Farms and the contaminated or bad milk that she's selling over there. Once again, raw milk dangerous, pasteurized milk safe. If you found value in this post, please make sure to like as well as share, and don't forget to follow the Black Desk Society for more desk talk.
They were drinking cow shit. They were microdosing E. coli. This is what happens when you listen to everything you see on the internet. They were microdosing E. coli. Stop drinking raw milk.
Everything that I've ever learned about these Ballerina Farm people has been against my will. But apparently they had to pause sales of raw milk after bacteria concerns. Which, like, newsflash, fork found in kitchen. Like, what do you expect?
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's one is a little bit light fun. No, there's nothing light fun about having cow poop in your milk. Wow. Guys, sorry for laughing. There's nothing funny about this. Guys, you see, one thing about this evolving planet is, I do appreciate people for saying that, or sometimes we're being sent to school to think the way they want us to think and to do what they want us to do, or to raise robots. That is very true, guys. But on the other hand, it's also good not just to how can I put it, right? It's not just good to just, let's say, discount everything that is being taught in school. There's a reason why we as a society has progressed further and further in terms of the standard of living. Like, for example, lots of children used to die of polio, but right now there are vaccines and medication that has prevented polio in children. Same as with the surgery for the open heart surgery, which was discovered by a black assistant. Wow, guys, happy Black History Month, and happy Black History Month to the people who invented the light bulb, the people who invented, like, us who were the, like, actually the, how can I put it, the first open heart surgery, which was done by a black man. Bravo. And first of all, by the way, guys, there are rumors, I know this is far from the topic, but there are rumors saying William Shakespeare was actually a black Jewish woman. Oh my days. Guys, I'm on cloud 9 now. This moment, and I'll be cloud 9 forever. Okay, back to what I was saying. The reasons to why there have been so many discoveries of people, you know, of people and everything, you know, of people and everything, and why oh my god, I can't believe I'm actually stuttering. Okay, there have been reasons why people have, like, there's a reason why research exists. Like right now, even with let's say venerable diseases, there are like vaccines and everything that has been done for people to be able to, like, have a better standard of living, like in terms of medicine. Like, there are many things that we have gone forward in, let's say, discovering things. Something like yellow fever or typhoid could actually kill somebody back in the day. Like, for example, there are just loads of stuff that has, let's say, been able to, you know, there are just lots of stuff that have been able to be able to there have been type of stuffs that have been able to, like, let's say, that have been able to improve the standard of living in terms of medical concerns. So to be able to just disregard things and make it seem as if the people who try to invent it do not have brains, or do not have maybe an intended output in what they should contribute to evolving medicine, or medicine in our modern times. Guys, there have been a lot of medical breakthrough in terms of many diseases that were killing people just 40 years ago, just 20 years ago. But now there have been a lot of fucking improvement in let's say in the evolution of modernized medicine. Do I believe there are some diseases that they have discovered a cure for, but people are saying that they're feeding the cure because of one thing and another? That is let's say that's an answer that I'll reserve for myself. But one thing I've noticed is the demonization of intellectual conversations, or the demonization of intellect. Is always, guys, this is why sometimes health influencers piss me off, because they give you very bad advice. They are not medical professionals, and it's a shame that there's this dietitian that goes online on TikTok and is giving really bad advice, and that's even more dangerous than the ones who are cosplaying it, because there are some people who say, she does not have the degree. But when you see a doctor giving bad advice on what to do, in terms of, because they want to earn a profit or gain, doesn't that goes against, like, the conduct of medical conduct and the ethics and the ethos of whatever their profession is? They always have it for medical professions. Like, if you're a dietitian, you have a code of ethics. You're a nurse, you've got a code of ethics. If you're a doctor, you still also have your code of ethics. Every profession, be it the lawyer, especially the medical field, they don't joke with that. You always have a code of ethics which you work with. So that's just a different discussion of another time. But in terms of these people who own a farm, yes, her husband is an heir billionaire, but that doesn't mean he's a doctor. Like, I can't even believe that they would even want her to sell those things. Like, she should refund anybody whom she's, let's say, who has bought milk from her, because it's fucking dangerous that we allow people like this, who have no medical knowledge, to be able to advise the public on what they should do with their fucking bodies. Same as with, I don't know that person. It's just been a long... What about when the president, Donald Trump, suggested that they should inject everybody with bleach to kill the COVID-19 virus? That was when he still was in actually presidency. Like, it's just nuts to me. It's nuts to me, seriously, because it's... It's just crazy to me, guys. I'm really getting irritated. Guys, bye. Please, let's be very guided in the comment section, okay? I don't have time, like, responding to you people. You should be actually really be nice, okay? We're allowed to disagree, but please give your opinion. Please, like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to actually let's say, reach 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So please, I will appreciate if you click on the subscribe button. Thank you so much. Thank you.